Hello everybody, I'm back with another guide in Terraria, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get all of the guns in the game. None of the guns are particularly hard to get, but some of them might just require you to get some materials, whereas others just require you to buy them from the merchant. But all in all, the guns are some of the most powerful weapons in the game, especially the star cannon towards the end. The first one that I'm going to show you is the musket, and out of all the guns this is probably the worst. It has very slow attack speed and only 14 damage, and when you put them both together it's just a poor weapon because you can't put out much damage very quickly. It uses the standard musket ball which most of the guns use, only you can upgrade that to a meteor shot by using meteorite bars. The best way to get the musket is from a shadow orb, which to do that you need to go to the bottom of one of the chasms in corruption, and then you just break it with a hammer and it will most likely drop from one of them. Alright, so let's see the gun in action. Here I am during a blood moon with quite a lot of enemies, and you see this is me clicking as fast as you can, so you can see that the fire rate is very slow. And it's doing 18 to the zombies, but they haven't got much armor or resistance, so it will be doing quite a lot of damage. Against tougher enemies it won't be as good, but there you can get an idea for what damage it does. So next up is the Flintlock Pistol, and that is another one of the lower down weapons, but it has 7 damage and fast attack speed, which makes it better than the musket in my opinion, because as the attack speed gets faster, it all depends on how fast you can click your mouse button, so you'll be able to put out a lot more damage than with the very slow one. Now, the Flintlock Pistol is much easier and straightforward to get. All you have to do is have 5 gold and buy it from the arms dealer. If you don't know how to get the arms dealer, you can watch my how to get all NPCs guide, and I'll probably link that here. But yeah, that's all you do to get this one. And now again you can get an idea of how fast it shoots and how much damage it does. It shoots a lot faster. It only does 11 damage compared to the 14 that the rifle, the musket did, but you can see that it shoots a lot faster, so you'll put more damage out overall. And that's about it for the Flintlock Pistol. For the last of the so-called bad guns, we now have the handgun. And for being one of the so-called bad guns, this can actually do some pretty decent damage if you click as fast as you can. It has very fast attack speed and its damage is 12, so it's kind of a mixture of the previous 2 guns, but it can attack at a very fast speed. The gun can be found in chests around the world, and particularly dungeon chests, which is where I find it now. Other than chests, there is no other way of obtaining this weapon, which is why it's quite a pain to get. But once you've got this gun, you can easily upgrade it to the Phoenix Blaster, which is a very good weapon. But this gun can do quite a lot of damage on its own, so it's worth getting. I only got a short clip of the damage for this gun, but you can see that it does a lot of damage if you click fast, and is especially effective against enemies like the zombies and the slimes, but then again, most weapons are. Now we're moving on to some of the big boys, and if a gun with the name Minishark doesn't cry out epic to you, then there's probably something wrong with you. This gun even has its own attack speed given in it that is insanely fast, and in its simplest form this is basically a minigun. The low 5 damage really doesn't matter, because when you're shooting that many bullets that fast, it really does make up for it. Like the Flintlock Pistol, this one can be bought from the arms dealer, but this one comes at a hefty price of 50 gold, which could be quite hard for lower level characters to get. So you might have to put quite a bit of time in getting that 50 gold, but when you do, it's well worth it. Now comes the fun part of this weapon, which is shooting it, and what's not to like? It's a minigun. You can see that the firing rate is really fast, and you do quite a lot of damage when you put it all into one guy. All in all, I really enjoy this weapon just for the simple fact that it's a minigun. But that's it for this one. Now we're moving on to some of the upgraded weapons, and the space gun is the upgraded Flintlock Pistol, and it doesn't use ammo, instead now it uses mana. And to make this you need the Flintlock Pistol, 30 meteorite bars and 10 fallen stars, and then you combine them at the anvil. The best thing about this gun is that the lasers don't stop once they've hit the enemy, and they actually go through and can do quite a lot of damage against groups, because it'll not only go through the first guy but then go through and hit everyone else behind it. Obviously, to get the Flintlock Pistol you buy it from the arms dealer, like I said before. To get the meteorite bars you have to mine the meteorite ore from a meteorite site. And then to get the fallen stars you can just pick them up off the floor anytime during the night. You might have to explore for them though. Here you can see that once I've got all that together I am able to craft it, but I don't because I already have the weapon as well as the star cannon. But yeah, once you've got all those materials together you should be able to build it, and then this is the damage that it does. This clip shows how the laser is able to go through the enemy. I wasn't able to get a group together to show how it can do group damage, but this gives you a pretty good idea of what you can do with it. And now we'll move on to the Phoenix Blaster, because I want to leave the star cannon until last. The Phoenix Blaster is definitely one of my favourite guns, because for the very fast speed that it has and the 28 damage that it has, it actually makes out for a very high DPS weapon that can kill things pretty fast. And whereas the star cannon is a more special weapon that I use on occasion, I find myself using the Phoenix Blaster on a more daily basis than any other gun. To make the gun you need one handgun that I showed you before and 20 hellstone bars combined at an anvil. I luckily had 20 hellstone bars left over from my molten armor, so that was pretty good. And here you can see that the gun can just cut down enemies really fast, which is why I like it so much. And that's all I've got for you on the Phoenix Blaster. It is simple but very effective. Last, but by definitely no means least, is the star cannon. This gun is ridiculous, and if it doesn't get patched soon I'll be surprised, because it has insanely fast speed and it does 75 damage. The thing that they did to try and balance this gun was make the ammo fallen stars, so that you only have a limited stockpile. But if you do manage to get a big stockpile of fallen stars, this gun is ridiculous. You can kill the Eater of Worlds boss in under a minute. To make this gun you use the Minishark, 20 meteorite bars and 5 fallen stars I believe. And that'll give you the star cannon, which is worth the sacrifice of the Minishark, because it's the best gun in the game and by far the most powerful weapon in the whole entire game as a whole. So I'll see what gameplay I have and what damage I can show you from the star cannon. Right, so here I make a poor attempt at the Eater of Worlds tactic, but you get an idea by looking at the numbers there. All 72 at a rate that the Minishark would fire at, so it is amazingly overpowered. So that's it for the guns guide. I hope I didn't miss anything out, and I hope I helped you in some way. If you did find it helpful, please subscribe or leave a thumbs up, or even just leave a comment telling me what you think, how you think I could improve, or any guides that you might want me to make in the future. At the moment, me and a friend are working on an online PvP Let's Play, but it's got a really unique concept to it, which I think loads of people will enjoy. So if that's the type of video you like, then subscribe and look out for that. But for now, that is the end, so thanks a lot for watching guys, and thanks to everyone who subscribed so far, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.